Good morning. It is Thursday, and I'm pulling a hanger out of my kitchen sink. Last night, we roasted marshmallows in our fireplace. We were not going to. We told Jude that we were not going to probably 5 million times. But Jude has the gift of slowly and painfully wearing someone down. I'm teasing. That was a line from The Office. So I have a burden on my heart. I have just kind of had this epiphany. Really, probably more of a spiritual revelation than anything. That there are a lot of moms out there really struggling right now. Good morning, everyone. And you know, we always talk about how, you know, oh, mama ain't easy, mama is hard, but I don't know if anyone ever gets brutally honest about how hard it is. And I see my cousin is watching, and she's about to have a baby. Not about to have a baby. She's don't want to scare you, Marcy. No, it's just like it's so hard. It's so hard. You know, of course, there are days that are harder than others. But I feel like I need to be vocal about the fact that, you know what? There are days that, like, I think I may have a nervous breakdown. Like, and I know we joke about that a lot as moms. But I'm serious. That's not just an expression. Like, there are days when I truly think, oh no, I think I might be losing my mind. Like, I'm scared, you know, because it is so hard. And anyway, like, I've been doing Marco Polo. For those of you who have not downloaded that app, it's a video chatting app, like a video texting app. And so me and my sisters have been more present with each other during the day through that app. And that has helped me realize, good morning, Dawn. Just like, wow, like, I mean, like, I get to hear my sister's struggles more through that app. And then the other day I had a friend text me and said that she was literally on the verge of a nervous breakdown last week because of issues with her children. And I just thought, wow, like, I thought I was the only one, you know, that had, like, felt like I was having serious mental issues. And so it's just made me go, you know what, we need to talk about this. Like, we need to let people know they're not alone. And, you know, I didn't do a whole lot of prep work before I went live on this, so I'm kind of winging it here. But I'm going to be brutally honest with you about some of my struggles in mothering. Number one, I love mothering. I want to be a mom. Hey, is Jude back there with y'all? No. Okay. To do a Jude check there. Yeah, let me start off by saying, good morning, Lisa. I want to be a mom. It is my greatest passion. It is my greatest joy. It is fulfilling, but at the same time, it is the hardest job I've ever done by far. And it brings me the greatest joy, but it also brings me the greatest stress and the greatest weight on me. And I'll be honest, every day I wake up with a little bit depressed every day. And I don't really know, well, I do know why. Because it's hard. And every day I feel the weight of the house, the children, the schooling. Okay, I'll be right back. right back.
Esther is in there by herself.
Okay,
I'm coming. Hey guys. Are you still watching? If you're not, thumbs down. I know, I'm not kidding. I'm not. Get you now. I'd love to have more people on my show.
What are you saying, Hazel?
I'd love to have more people.
Okay, so here I am.
I'm back. Those hearts.
Are you okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, what do you need? Smoothie? Okay, here's your smoothie. Come sit in your chair.
Yes, yes, yes.
No, let go of Esther.
My boy, original recipe. My boy, original recipe. Original recipe.
Okay, I'll get it. Burrito.
Original recipe. My boy, original recipe.
Okay, I'm back here. Hello, everyone.
My boy, original recipe.
So this is it right here. This is the source of all my joy and my.
And all
Why
of the
did you
original,
do that?
all of the hot chocolate Mama
Who did
made.
that?
Yes.
Who did that right there? That's gonna fall and break. Did you do that, Hazel?
No, I did not.
Did you do that?
I did it.
Oh, you did it.
Chocolate milk.
Awesome. Okay, so I'm surrounded by 5 children. I love them dearly, but it is stressful. Okay, like that right there. That happens all day long. Okay. All right, get off of her. Get off of her. Get off of her. Now, get off. All day long. And so I have to, you're constantly thinking about someone else. You're constantly thinking about who is where, who needs what, what are they feeling. And for me, it doesn't take long for me to start crumbling in here. And it's like I'll crumble, I start to have a breakdown, and then I cry, or I have to talk to somebody, or I pray. Why are you upset? You want a straw? Okay. And then it's like I start back over. And some days are harder than others. Some days I can just go, okay, be more positive than others. Other days it's just like constant, and every little tiny thing just makes me feel like I'm going to go crazy. So, anyway, I guess what I'm trying to say is I feel like we need to be honest with the emotions that we feel in motherhood. And it's okay to say, I'm not happy, you know. Like I told you, like deep down, there's no greater joy for me. But on the day-to-day, it's a lot of stress. Yes, Carly, I just want to say that y'all don't see me like in reality. The Facebook Lives are not a true picture of my reality. So since we're being brutally honest here, I have screamed at my kids, okay? I don't do it on a daily basis. You know, I may get in the habit of it for a few days, but I've done that. I've done things that I'm not proud of. And then, you know, the mom guilt definitely sits in. And then you start thinking, oh, I could never see so-and-so doing that. And then you start beating yourself up because you think, you know, well, I'm not even close to the mother that so-and-so is, you know, in your head. And I just don't think that that's what the Lord wants us to do. Like, I don't, you know, I think comparison is one of my greatest weaknesses. It's like every time I fail, I see there's this person in my mind that I see because I respect this person a lot, and it's like her face just pops up into my mind every time I fail or I lose it with my kids, and I think, oh, she would be so disappointed. Oh, she would never do something like that. And then I get so mad at myself for even comparing, because I preach against comparing all the time. What do you need, baby? What do you need? What? Water, okay. But, and I think another one of my, okay, and Miranda says, so glad others feel the same. I homeschool mine too, 5 kids, 11 and under. Great advice. Stop comparing. I tell myself it's hard. It is. And it's like I said, I preach it all the time. Stop comparing, stop comparing, stop comparing. And it's like I physically and mentally can't stop. And you're right, it is the thief of joy. And so I had to just basically just re-surrender my mind to the Lord. I just say, okay, God, no, I'm not. I have to just like constantly catch myself comparing. It's like it's never going to go away. It's always going to be the. I know you want more chocolate milk. I can't make any right now. Okay. And I think one of the things too that I'm going to move past the comparison thing. That makes a woman feel like she's literally going crazy, because like, I mean, when I say this, people, for those of you who may not have kids, or maybe, hey, we do not hit people in our house. Go to your room, Hazel, now. So, yeah, all the way to it. I'll have to rewatch that footage later. When we say, like, we feel like we're going crazy, like, we really and truly mean that. Like, we're not just, it's not an expression. But one of the things, okay, Titus.
I had him first.
Hazel, give him back. Give him now. Give him back.
I got him first.
He was using them. Give him back
No, he
now.
didn't. He wasn't using them.
Give him back.
He wasn't using them. He
Stop.
wasn't.
Go to your room now.
But he wasn't using them.
Hazel, now.
He wasn't using them.
Go now.
He wasn't using them.
This is awesome. I'm really glad that y'all are getting to watch this. These are the kind of things that moms who stay at home with small kids go through all day long. And of course, when our hey Hazel, shut the door. You can have a turn in just a second, okay? And of course, at the end of the day, when our husbands come home, there goes the door. We are just like almost like clocking out, because it's so hard when you have people needing you all day long and not respecting you all day long, or pulling you in all different, like for me, 5 different directions. Nurse me, hold me, change my diaper, school me, clean me, entertain me, I'm bored, all those things. It really just, no, not right now. We're going to have to talk in a minute. You stay back there. And then on top of all that, you're trying to be godly. Stay calm and be sweet. And what do you need, baby? And there are days that are just, it feels like it's impossible to do it. And so I feel like that there are some people that are really doing a lot, who are experiencing maybe some depression or disappointment, or depression that is founded in disappointment, like kind of like, oh wow, is this it? Is this like, because most, if not all, little girls are born with a desire to mother, and they dream about it their whole lives, and when they begin to do it, it's like, wow, is this it? And maybe your marriage is not what you thought it would be, and then your kids don't turn out the way that you think that they were supposed to turn out, or you don't have the number of kids that you thought you were going to have, or you may even not be able to conceive, and so you have this disappointment-based depression. And I just feel like we need to talk about it, and we need to, what I'm saying is, you need to find people that you trust. You need to, are you okay? Are you okay? Sorry, I didn't know that was happening. She put a clothespin on her finger. I feel like that I need to say that you need to find other women that you trust, that you can let your hair down with, and that you can say, like, I feel so depressed right now. I'm just so sad and so frustrated. And and Annie says, I describe it as everything I hoped it would be and nothing like I thought it would be. If that makes sense. Yes, Annie, that's a really good thing. But I just want to encourage moms out there that, like, don't grow weary in doing good. And I just read in Hebrews 12:3. Hebrews 12:3. It says, consider him who endured such opposition from sinners, so that you will not grow weary and lose heart. And a lot of times I describe my kids as like as people who work against me all day long. I mean, seriously, it's like I feel like I'm like trying to walk in a river against the current. That's how I would describe working with my kids all day. It's like, okay, I clean off the surface, so you're going to dirty it. Or I'm going to try to pick you up, so you're going to fight me. I'm going to try to hand you a fork, and you want a spoon. Or I'm going to pick out this outfit for you to wear, and you're going to want the other outfit. Or I'm going to just, clean up a spill, and you're going to spill something right on top of it. And it's like there's resistance, opposition all day long. And so I love that that's what that scripture says. It says, consider Jesus who endured such opposition from sinners so that you will not grow weary and lose heart. And so what I'm saying is, today, when you feel that opposition from your children, that pushing back, consider Jesus. Just consider him. Don't try to come up with some profound thought or revelation. Okay, just consider him. Just think about him. Consider the opposition that Jesus had. And I know that it will encourage you. I just know it will, because Scripture says it will. It will. It says so that you will not grow weary and lose heart. And I think, man, that's what moms need. They need to not lose heart. They need to feel like, you know what, even though not one person in my house, maybe aside from my husband, aside from my husband, because he's very grateful, even though not one child in this house says thank you naturally or appreciates what I do, I'm not going to stop doing what I'm doing. I'm not going to lose heart. I'm not going to grow weary and stop doing these things, because I know that one day they will thank me. I know that, and you know what? And maybe they won't. No, I'm not even going to speak that. They will. They will grow up one day and they will thank me. And I believe by faith that I'm raising up the next generation of people that love Jesus with all of their heart. And I heard this Sunday a sermon that was so powerful, and this man who worked with Mother Teresa, and he said, she told him, she said, just remember, every time you touch the poor, there you go, you do it unto Christ. Every time you touch a poor person or a sick person, every time you change a diaper, every time you fix a plate before you fix your own, every time you don't scream or strangle someone, you do it as unto Christ. Everything you are doing in your home, you're doing it unto Christ. And he is pleased. And another thing, we don't have to be perfect to be good moms. I really messed up as a mom. And one of the things that I respect about my own dad is that my dad was not perfect, but my dad was amazing at saying he was sorry. And that's something that he taught me, and he taught me to do well. And I know that my children will say the same things about me, that I was a good apologizer. And that means a lot to me, because I knew it, because it meant a lot to me from my dad. And so it's like it takes the pressure off of having to raise up my kids without having a nervous breakdown or never going off on them, as long as I feel like I'm good at saying I'm sorry, it's not that it justifies my just losing it, and just being awful to them, but it takes this burden off of me that I don't have to be perfect. Like, I'm human too. Like, there are going to be times where I lose it. There are going to be times where I lose my patience and I yell at them, or I, don't have faith even, like that I display attitudes of doubt. But as long as I come back and I say, I was wrong, I'm sorry, like, it's okay, like, there's grace. And I just want there to be grace over you and grace over me. I just want us to stop beating ourselves up as moms and just receive God's gracious love for us in our parenting. Lisa, you said something here. Let's see here. Recently, I was with a young mom who said she desires for those in a different, less needy kid stage to show up in her life. To one, help physically if necessary, and one spiritually to be helped with accountable, comfort, and encouragement. Yeah, and I can't read the rest of it. And yes, talking about it does help, Carly. So when you feel like, here you go, baby. When you feel like you're starting to have those moments where you're losing your mind, because I literally have those moments almost daily, because I've got 5 at home. I'm trying to homeschool 2 of them, and 1 with severe special needs. I mean, the things that we deal with Jude are just make you want to scream. Make you want to scream. Like yesterday, or a couple days ago, he got out the powdered sugar, dumped it out everywhere, and then I've got screaming kids everywhere while I'm trying to clean up powdered sugar, and then he goes to the next thing and wants to pour it out, or he's trying to pick up the baby, and then you just feel like, I'm going to lose my mind. I'm going to lose my mind. I'm going to lose my mind. And, or like the other day, he has a hard time making it to the bathroom, so I clean up poop a lot, and I've gotten to where it's just, it's just a part of my life. I had no idea how much poop was going to be a part of my life, and it is. But, I'm outside scrubbing poop, trying to get it off of something that's not ours. I won't say what it was on, but, and then clean up Jude for like the 3rd. Yes, you can come out now. I forgot she was back there. But like I said, when you're having those times where you think, I'm going to lose my mind, and nobody's here to hold me accountable to not say ugly things to my kids. Nobody's going to hear it, so maybe I should just say how I feel,
Mama,
or scream at them.
We finished the Aldi grapes.
We finished the Aldi grapes already?
Uh-huh.
Wow. Aldi grapes? That was a John joke. So when you're having those moments that you're tempted to just, because you're alone with these kids, to just lose it with them, and you don't care what they think about you, in those moments, just remember, everything you do is unto Christ. And ask yourself, would I scream at Jesus? Sometimes I want to scream at Jesus, and he knows that. That's no news to him. But you do all these things, like a lot of times, there it went. A lot of times, like, I think that's when my anger starts settling in, is I think, nobody sees what I do. Like, nobody sees that I'm on my hands and my knees, like, scrubbing poop off of whatever, or I'm cleaning up, or, I mean, when you have a special needs child, like, there's just a lot of things that you do that are pretty, like, they feel degrading, and they feel like, man, this is the lowest of the low of thing that I could be doing right now. And I think that's when anger starts to settle in sometimes in my heart, because I think, nobody sees this. I want people to notice. I want people to see the work that I'm doing. But who am I doing it for? And so I think that's why I'm getting angry, because my pride is like, I want to be noticed. And I want to be rewarded for it, I think it's good to be appreciated. Don't get me wrong. But if we can just change our mentality to, I do what I do because I love Christ. I do it unto Christ. I don't think there's going to be this bitterness there. I think that we'll still have to keep a tight rein on our thoughts. But anyway, I just want to be a voice for moms out there, so that you know that you're not alone, that you know that what you're doing matters, and it is work that is so honorable. It is work that is eternal. And even though you may be treated like trash right now as you care and keep these human beings alive, one day Jesus will say, well done. He will say, well done, if you know him and you do it unto him. And one day our kids will say thank you. But until then, like it says in Hebrews 12:3, consider Jesus, who endured such opposition from sinners, so that you do not grow weary and lose heart. Consider Jesus. I'm telling you today, moms, consider Jesus. When you feel like you're about to have a nervous breakdown, and I'm serious, because that is so normal, and there's no judgment from me if you have had a nervous breakdown or you're about to, because I've probably had a few, if they could be diagnosed. Consider Jesus, okay? Consider him. He loves you. He loves children. He loves children so much, and he loves mamas. And he sees every diaper. He sees every spilled, nasty thing in our house that we are scraping and cleaning. And just know that it's seen, and it's seen by the one that matters. And I'm praying with all my heart that you will find joy once again in what you're doing. Hi, Layla. And that you will find great joy in what you're doing, because you're doing it for a bigger picture cause. And that's raising up arrows to go out, to be representatives of our Lord Jesus, to be missionaries in the world. And I could talk even more about things that I get upset about, but I think I've gone for too long now. But I do want to keep doing these brutally honest mom talks, because I just feel like moms need to know, oh, wow, yeah, I deal with that too. So I'll be back again, and I will talk to you some more about other things that I struggle with and things that I have to just really surrender to the Lord. But I hope that you have a great day, and I hope this has encouraged you, and you keep doing what you're doing and fight the good fight. Oh, wow. Jude Wooten.